My name is Angela Gall. I'm 20 years old. I'm a zoo and wildlife biology major at Bob Jones University, and this video is for the first Phorm Athlete Search 2017. And this is my story. Growing up, my mom was always the one to cook. I'm from Georgia, and both my parents are Northern. My mom was always on a diet plan, always trying to eat healthy, whether it was on Weight Watchers or Nutrisystem or many other plans. And so we would also eat some of the things that she made. And for the most part, it was healthy. But then towards middle school, I started gaining a lot of weight. I would snack constantly while I was studying, and my dad would always say, "You're a growing girl, you need more food." And so I would just eat. I had no idea that it was making me gain weight. And so I put on 20 or 30 pounds more than I should have in middle school. And overall, middle school was a very trying age for, I think, everyone. But then going into high school, I was still in that spot. I had very poor self-image. I struggled with my weight, and I was sick with the way I looked. So I started running, and I didn't do it to be healthy. I did it just because I wanted to be skinnier. I wanted to lose this fat that was on my body. But I didn't have the right mindset initially to do it. But I started running, and I kept with it, and I hated it, but I kept with it, and I lost probably 20, 25 pounds. But then it got to the point where I was very skinny, and I weighed about 120, give or take 5 pounds, and it got to the point where I would weigh myself every day, and if my goal for the day would be that I was going to be 122 pounds on the dot, and I was 122.4, it would mess up my mood for the day. It would make my self-image go down, and I would be miserable all day long just because of that 0.4. So it became an obsession of mine, a negative obsession. And going into college, I was still a big avid runner. I've completed 2 half marathons, so I love to run, and it's close to my heart. But going into my freshman year, I broke my foot, and so I was in a boot for 2 or 3 months, and I wasn't able to run, and I was so afraid of gaining the freshman 15 that I barely ate anything, and I lost a lot of weight. I was very unhealthy, very skinny, and I had poor image of myself. I thought I was ugly. I thought I was never good enough. I always compared myself to other girls, and I think a lot of girls struggle with this, and I don't think I'm the only one. But later, my freshman year into my sophomore year, I started dating this guy who was big into fitness, and he really encouraged me and motivated me to not look at myself as ugly, and not compare myself with other people, but to start going to the gym. And when I finally started, after being pushed for a very long time, I hated it. I would go for 20 minutes and I'd walk around and I didn't know what to do, so I would just leave. And I would keep going back, and eventually I decided, you know what, I'm just going to educate myself. You know, it's important to my boyfriend, so I'm going to educate myself, learn about this. And so I did. I started following big fitness people on Instagram and learning different exercises that they would do, and I stuck with it. And through that experience, I slowly gained self-confidence, not pride, because that can be confused so easily, but I gained confidence, and I became more comfortable in my skin. Even if I wasn't at the weight where I wanted to be, I was getting in the right direction. And over the next few months, a series of personal situations happened, and I would go right back to where I was in the depression and the self-image issues, just because I was already doing poorly in this one situation, that it just carried over into my self-image. And so I would go back to the gym, I would keep working out, and it would boost it, but I always struggle with how I look, that I'm not good enough, that I that I'm just ugly. And that's I think a weakness of mine and a weakness of a lot of girls. But I kept with it. I kept going to the gym, getting stronger, and soon I started to see results. I started to see progress, and that was exciting because I never thought my body could do that. I never thought that I could be like, these fitness people on Instagram, and that I could start seeing progress in myself, and that motivated me more. And so I wasn't the only one to see progress in myself. Um, Others girls would see and they would talk to me. They'd be like, Angela, what are you doing? Can you train me, or can you show me some things? And that really boosted my confidence and made me feel really special and humbled that people would actually ask me advice about fitness, and it would motivate me to motivate other people and to help other people. Um, and so I found that through motivating other people motivate me. And if I can help one girl, you know, to move from the place that I was in the poor self-image issues to something where she's more comfortable with herself, where she's more confident in her own skin, I want to do that. And I want to do that for so many girls because I know the feeling that it can give you. And I know the happiness that it can bring you. I'm not saying that fitness makes you happy. That's a choice on your own. But fitness boosts my mood, and it definitely helps to steer me in the correct direction of where I need to be mentally, so that through my mental growth, I can help other people grow mentally. And that's really the goal. Through running, even, um, I know a lot of people say it's 90% mental, and I believe that, because if you decide that you're going to run, or you decide that you're going to go to the gym, that already gives you a predetermined, okay, I'm going to do this and I'm going to crush it. And when you do that, you feel so much better afterwards. And starting with the mental point, it builds on who you are inside. So if you are strong on the inside, you're going to be strong on the outside, and that's just how it works. And I want other girls to experience that too, because I've had a taste of it and I'm nowhere near where I need to be, but I'm growing and I'm progressing, and I want to help other girls do that too. So that's my story, and I hope you enjoyed watching.